Good day, folks. Today I'm going to be showing you how to play and reviewing the game, the Artemis Odyssey. Now, in the Artemis Odyssey, you're going to be playing as a space explorer, and you're going to be traveling around the different planets, collecting resources and trying to build buildings in order to try to score some points. So, let's check it out. Okay, so this is an idea of what the play board is going to look like. You're going to have your player board over here, which you're going to be playing cards and keeping score on. You're going to have your resource cards over here. And the resource cards you're going to have, some of them have weird names. This is going to be Zophryte, this is going to be Xanthium, and this is going to be Yellowkite. And right here is going to be food, this is going to be energy, and then this is going to be water. Right above us we have stars, which are going to be these things here in the middle, and surrounding the stars are going to be planets. Now right here is the sun, and everybody's going to start over here on the sun. In the beginning, these pieces are going to be turned over face down, and then each player is going to be flipping them over and placing a ship on there, or a factory. But in general, each of these are going to have a different resource on them. Now, the way the game is going to work is each player is going to be receiving a deck of cards representing their clan, and I've got purple, and you're going to be playing these cards over here on this player board, and you're going to be able to play them in any open slot. So I could play a card over here, it'll be face down, my opponent could play a card here face down, and each of these cards are going to have a different action that you're going to be able to do, which I'll explain in a little bit. Once all of these slots have been filled up by cards, you're going to go ahead and resolve the cards one at a time, and then whoever's color shows up is going to be what is called the planner. And the planner is going to be the one that's going to be getting advantages in certain situations. And right over here is the scoreboard, and you're going to start off on 7 points. 42 points is going to be important because this is a way you'll be able to get alien cards, and 77 points is going to trigger the end of the game. Right over here we have what are called alien cards. Now you're going to be able to get these cards in a couple of ways. If you're able to discover an alien planet up there, you'll be able to get one. Also, when a player lands on 42, you're going to go ahead and divvy up the cards. What you'll do is you'll count how many players you have, take out that many cards, and the person with the least amount of points will go ahead and take those 4 cards and pick one, and then he'll pass it to the one with the next lowest score and the next lowest score, etc. But what these cards are going to do is these are action cards of their own. These are going to be able to do different things. This one says play at the end of the planning phase, for example. Here's another one that will give you points. It says keep this card secret and then reveal it to get your points. So there's a whole bunch of these cards. So these are the different types of cards, and I just have them played here on the board just to show you. The first card here is called Produce. Now when you look at this card, particular card, you're going to see 2 different resources on here. What you're going to do is you're going to look onto the player board where all the stars and the planets are. You're going to look to see if you have a ship that has a planet with that resource on it. You're simply going to go ahead and pick one of these. So I'm going to go ahead and look, and I have a starship on a planet that has the water. So now I can go ahead and collect a card. I'm going to go ahead and draw a water card. I'm going to put it into my hand. All the other players are also going to have the opportunity to do the same thing. Up next is called Trade. Now the planner is going to be the only one that's going to be able to do this. But when you look at the card over here, you're going to see that it's got a couple of different formulas on here. The planner who is trading will be able to trade with any players that he wishes to. He can propose trades of cards and things like that. But he can also trade to the bank. And so when you look at the card, the first one says you can trade 1 card for 1 card to the bank, but then after that you're going to incrementally have to come up with identical cards to trade for 1. The next one is Travel. So when you see this, you're going to go ahead and see that there are different stars over here. So what you're going to do is if you have a starship available, you're going to go ahead and fly to one of those stars. You're going to pick one, and then from there you're going to go ahead and try to discover a planet. So let's just say I want to go ahead and fly over here and go to the star, the M star here. Now you can have up from 3 to 7 planets around each of these stars as well. So now, since I'm the first player that picked it, I'm going to go ahead and have a chance to look at each of these planets, and I might actually find an alien planet, and I think I just did. So I'm going to go ahead and place my ship over here, and then I'm going to pick up an alien card and put it in my collection. Now there's a few rules as far as discovering planets and putting your ship on there. There can't already be an asset on one of the discovered planets unless it's your own. Next up is what is called Build, and this is going to allow you to build things like ships, terraformers, factories, and colonies. So let's say I wanted to build a colony. I'm going to go ahead and turn in the amount of resources that I need, and I'm going to have a starship or terraformer on that planet. I do have a starship over there, so this is going to allow me to go ahead and build a colony. I'll just simply put a colony on there. Up next would be the factory. I'm only going to be able to place this on a planet that has a colony on there after I've paid the resource cards. Since I have a colony on there, I'm going to go ahead and place the factory, which will be this. Factories will also give you 2 resources as opposed to 1. Now, if you want to build a starship,
you're going to have a planet. Let's just say I have a planet over here that happens to have an access on it. And it can be anything. So because I have that on there, I can go ahead and build a starship. Now with the terraformer, you're only going to be able to build that on a water, food, or an alien planet. So I'm going to go ahead and build a terraformer. And then finally you have scoring. Now these are going to score you points. And I've got 2 cards over here that are going to have different formulas on here. And you're simply going to go ahead and pick one of these to score. And all your opponents will also be able to score in this way as well. And so here are what the different formulas mean as to how you can score. So after the last card has been resolved, this is going to signify the end of the round. So what you'll do is you have more than 10 resource cards in your hand. You'll discard down the 10. You'll go ahead and give over the first player marker to the rightmost player. You'll reveal any scorecards that you've gotten from your planning board. You'll take your revealed action cards of all other types from the planning board back into your hand. If your score discard pile has all 4 of your scorecards, you'll take them all back into your hand. Otherwise, they may remain unavailable. Once somebody reaches 77 or more points,
when that condition is fulfilled, the current round will be played through as normal, and then the game will end, and whoever has the most amount of points will win the game. The Artemis Odyssey has a lot of really good things going for it. I like the planning phase, where you're able to try to pick where you want to go ahead and play your planning card, and then what type of action that you want to do on that card. So in that way, you're having to kind of strategize exactly what it is you want to do, whether it's building or traveling. I have found when I play this game, a lot of it's going to be trying to collect resources and then using those resources to go ahead and build the buildings and the ships and those types of things. And the big one, of course, is scoring. You have to time your scoring card in a way to where when you get to the scoring card, you'll have already accomplished what you've wanted to accomplish, or at least try to get as much as you can. A big part of this game, too, is building, because one thing, when you build, you're going to be able to get points, but you're also going to be able to block the planets, so you may end up taking a good portion of resources away from your opponent if you are able to build enough. Then of course you have the alien planets, which you're going to be able to get those action cards and you'll be able to play them. It's very cool. I like it. The theme is very cool. It's kind of cool to be able to just fly around these different planets, explore them, build things. This is a game that I see anybody who likes games like Citadels, which has planning in it, would like. Anybody that likes games that has resources you can collect in order to build things, I think that people like that would like this game. It's not a very difficult game to learn either. And of course, anybody who likes space-themed games, I think is going to like this game too. So it has all of those different little elements to it. My wife and I really enjoyed the game when we played it. It's fun. It's cool to be able to try to figure out what you want to do on the planning board and then getting benefits even when your opponent's playing things too. So it works well, I think. All right, guys, that's my review of the Artemis Odyssey. We'll see you later. Keep on gaming.